Thank you all for coming out this morning. Looks like the rain is going to hold off in our favor. We are so absolutely elated about what today means for Whole Child Leon. This is so much more than a ribbon cutting today. This is the new beginning, an official home for Whole Child Leon that is so much more than a building. It is a place where children and families will be able to receive vital services.
We're celebrating this new home and the new partnership with the Pediatric Foundation. I want to thank Dr. Louie and Judy St. Petrie for their shared passion in ensuring that all children have equal access and opportunity to a quality childhood. They have allowed us to share our vision and our work with the rest of the Pediatric Foundation. And after much conversation with the pediatricians, it became clear that this newfound partnership would focus on a way to better address the behavioral health needs of children in our community.
Having my own 3 children now, it only deepens my commitment to what it means to invest early. I mean, as y'all already know, you're the frontline folks and you sit at the intersection of the information and where the parents and the consumers are. And you know that like I do, that there's not a parent who doesn't want their kid to do well. But the distance between what we know and what we do still is pretty great when it comes to early childhood education. And so the work that can be done here in this center, in this facility, Courtney didn't mention this, but I understand that there's also room for leasing other space for nonprofits that are thinking about it, not trying to steal any tenants. But we want to make sure that this facility is nothing but a success. What we're pouring into our next generation will be a gift that pays dividends over a lifetime. Because when they know better, as my grandmother used to say, when you know better, you do better. And if we can teach parents better, if we can teach organizations better, if we could teach loving adults better, then we're giving a gift and sowing a seed that'll pay for generations to come.
Quick story has to do with my friend Lori Dozier, and that is several years ago when we started talking about a community school, and I talked about co-locating a whole lot of services under one roof and being able to do a lot of things. He looked at me and said, "Gil, that's Whole Child Leon. That's what we already do." And it was one of those aha moments. And now it's even expanding more because whenever we can break down our silos and collaborate together, we always have greater successes. So I want to thank all those folks associated with Whole Child Leon, and of course the St. Petries, who I've known for quite some time as a result of them being the pediatrician for my one of my sons. So thank you all for being here. Congratulations to Whole Child Leon.
Courtney and I are fortunate to work closely together in this grant CHSP process every year. And I can tell you just from experience, Courtney's passion for this initiative is unprecedented. Her passion shows on her face. I often give her words of encouragement to let her know, I know the challenge is tough, but don't give up. It is so very much needed in our community today, even more than ever.
Pediatricians looked at what their biggest issue was, and the biggest issue is behavioral health and how to get services for those kids. And we fortunately were able to partner with Whole Child Leon, who's probably the only other big program in town that deals with children exclusively. And they have all of the connections. We had all the doctors. And so it is with great pleasure that we are today turning this building over, gifting this building to Whole Child Leon under the new partnership that's reflected on the sign out there. And we're hopeful that this will indeed allow the pediatricians of this community to continue their original mission.
20 years has passed since the passing of my father. And there were 2 things that my mom and my dad worked on, especially him, over the time that he was in the United States Senate, actually, and as governor. And that was early education for children and health care for children. And he had a deep conviction that if you do those 2 things, then a lot of good things will happen for the country and for the community. And this, after he passed away, my mom and I went to Washington and begged for some money and got a nice check from the federal government to start a program which became Whole Child, and this was, Tallahassee is really the poster child of the Whole Child programs around the state. It is an exemplary program of doing those 2 things, and so it's amazing continuity of keeping on the legacy of my father, and we couldn't be more proud of it.
I sort of had the aha moment like Gil did, because that's what Rhea Childs envisioned for Whole Child Leon was to be that navigator for families, that there would be no wrong door, that anywhere that a mother with a young child presented with an issue or with a challenge or with a need, that every person that could interface with that family, with that mother, with those parents, could direct them to the services that were needed. And over the years, with all the partners here, with very limited resources, a patchwork of really blood, sweat, and tears, and really the leadership of Courtney, who's sort of pieced it and been the glue to pull it all together. We've been doing that, and this building is just sort of the culmination of all of that work. And I'm really excited about what it means for our community and for our families going forward.
As we sit in the shadow of Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, where so many of our children are brought into this world, both of mine included, we know that we're in a great place. We're in our own little medical triangle right here between both of the hospitals and many of the doctors. I know I used to take my daughter over to Dr. Blackshear right around the corner. And obviously the work that Dr. St. Petrie, both Doctors St. Petrie do each and every day. And the work that we are doing for our children really can't be understated. The work that Lawton Childs, and I had the opportunity to work with your dad when I was just a young high school kid and get ready to go into college. I saw every day the work that both your father and your mother did. And so for you to be here today, Bud, is a true full circle moment. Let's celebrate making lives and our children's lives better one day at a time.
All right.